Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Just a little bit late tonight. Sorry about that. I had a evening full of meetings. That's what it's like being a dad, having a couple of kids in school and in daycare and stuff. So right off the bat, let's pour a little beer ski to start us off right. You know what I'm saying? Let's just start us off right. Now, I don't have anything specific planned for tonight, but there are a few things that we could discuss. I feel the need, first off, to show you that I did not blow the pour on this. Tyler, how's it going, mister? Feels like I haven't seen or spoken to you in a minute. Welcome to the streamage. Tonight's beer is a porter. It's called Stranger Than Fiction. Come on, fool. That's by Collective Arts, which is I think it's in Ontario. I'm not looking. Hamilton, Ontario. Who else we got? Outdoor Dobby. I just said Outdoor Dobby. Outdoor Dobber. Oh, hey, man. Mr. Pine Martin is here. Grace is here. Man, you know what? Martin posted a picture on the Book of Faces today. He came across a canoe that was on someone's lawn for sale. Looked beautiful, and by the time I saw it, because of course I was working all day, I was like, buy it. I'm gonna PayPal you the money right now. He'd already said, "Oh, sorry, it's I believe it's gone, guys," or I don't remember what it was, but it looked like I was pretty late in the day for it. I have no idea how I would have gotten it from him anyway, so I guess it's I guess that actually ended up going rather well. Tenenbaum is here. Tenenbaum, I got your note on my phone, but I was already rocketing from my second meeting of the night to try and get this set up. So first off, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's sane and healthy and being kind to one another. That's a good one. I like porter. I like stout as well, but I'm also sometimes I just prefer a porter. You know, the sweeter, sort of the berry aspect. Dauber says, I think of my Canadian. Hold on. I think of my Canadian friends as I go through a local town. Apparently, it's twinned with Uxbridge, Ontario. Oh man, I don't get what twinning and sister cities and everything really. I don't know what that really does. But Tyler says, going all right. Yeah, I'm all right. It's been a rough couple of days. Get back into airsoft. Jesus, Jess. Airsoft is a cardio hobby. Gonna go play Toy Soldier until our stomping grounds are open for the fires again. Nice. I never got into airsoft. I feel that I need to get into fewer things that require a massive expenditure on specialized equipment. So though the airsoft thing looked pretty cool to me, I was like, let's not do this. Thanks, Martin. Martin, maybe I should call you and see if we can salvage a trip this summer or maybe early fall or something. See if things open up enough, or maybe I get a jab in the arm so I can actually travel. I actually did a part of a video today describing what we had spoken about, my big project. But yeah, maybe I'll drop you a line at some point, maybe tomorrow or something. Because I would really like to, it's funny. I was thinking about this today, how I'm doing the single dad thing again right now, just because by the time the missus gets home from work, it's like she's riding the line of the curfew, And I was driving back from dropping the kid number 2 off at daycare today, and I realized I feel really, really trapped right now. Like really trapped. And it makes me really angry all the time. And so I'm really grumpy with my family. I'm really grumpy with my friends. And I'm just looking for an opportunity to just reach out and like say something nasty. And it's funny because as a younger guy, I've said this to you guys before, that I used to really own my inner asshole. I used to really, I was snarky. I said funny things about people passing by on the street. I was just like, and I don't like who that guy was. I'm going on like 25 years of really throwing the effort to not be that person. If I reach out to make a comment on someone, that it comes from a good place, and that if I'm giving criticism, it's always constructive. But more often than not, I want to bring the light when I speak to someone or make a comment on a YouTube video or an Instagram post or something. So it's hard for me to feel the old Jesse sort of creeping back up with that big black dog sitting snug around my shoulders, But I have started really working on organizing that workshop, because a nice plan B that sometimes lets me zen out is doing a little woodwork. A couple of you guys I've sent pictures to of my efforts. Not a lot happening right now, because by the time the missus gets home, I'm exhausted. I am done like dinner. But I'm a little excited about getting that space really organized and into a working workshop. And I want to do I want to start doing some of my live streams from in there again. Setting up on the workbench. I would love to do a live stream where I'm sharpening the whole time. And using that workbench, it's so nice and solid that I like the camera wouldn't be moving back and forth as I sharpened. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna take forever right now, but it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I also need to hold on. Tyler says the tech. Oh, the airsoft tech. Yeah, Nick wants to get into a canoe again soon. Yeah. Hike with Mike in the house. How is it going? Man, Nate's here too. What a great group of dudes we got. Not dudes. Great group of people we got here. Sorry, Grace. Yes, sir. I need to get into the woods alone. Absolutely. Salut, Simon. Comment ça va? How many of you guys watch Townsend's? Just sound off in the side chat, because if it's only like one or two of you, then I'm not going to waste your time talking about Townsend's. But if some of you watch Townsend's, I have thoughts. I do have thoughts that I will share if required. I lost the train of thought. It was like chug, 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 gone. Hike with Mike loves Townsend's. Yeah. Hey, Austin's here. Just got back from checking himself and the dog for ticks. It's good to know that you're at that point in the year where it's good to know that you've gotten to the temperature where ticks are an issue. What I mean is, it's nice that you're getting into actually, I don't know, does it ever get that cold where you live? I don't remember what state you're in, Austin. And it's weird because we've spoken about this before. But these days, man, I've got a mind like a steel sieve. Hike with Mike loves Townsend's. Mark has never heard of it. And Nate is saying, what is Townsend's? Okay. Townsend's is one of my favorite guilty pleasure YouTube channels, but it's also a store in some state. It's a cooking channel, but it's all of the recipes come from 18th century cookbooks that they read the recipe, they sort of convert the measures and stuff into more modern, and then they recreate the dishes. And Grace has never heard of Townsend's either. Simone, do you have the channel URL handy, or should I go looking for it? Yeah, Hike is asking me to put up the link. Okay, I'll see if I can find it without getting too distracted. Hold on a second. I'm getting all tangled up here. Man, I binged Townsend's. I wanted to buy some of the stuff they use, but the shipping to Canada was way too hefty. I'm just finding the URL here. Now, a funny thing is, the very first Townsend's episode I watched, the host completely blew the pronunciation of métis and got some fairly nasty comments in the chat below for it. He called them the metis people. There we go. I just dropped the. Oh, it looks like Outdoor Dauber did the same thing. But I love that sort of old school cooking. I would like to do a series of episodes, when we can travel and stuff, of cooking, bushcraft cooking, but not with any of my more modern accoutrement. Like, I did an episode saying that I'd like to do, like, asking you guys what you thought if I collected some stuff and did like a sleepover or an overnighter from like 1973 or 1975 and used only 70s era equipment. And that, by the way, you guys seem to like the idea of. So I'm gonna do it maybe next year, because I don't think anything's gonna happen this year. But I don't know. I think stuff like that's really cool. And so yeah, I'd like to see if maybe some of these old recipes are bushcraft friendly, or if they're kind of recipes that, the way the British used to explore North America, right? With a large group of people, so that you could have donkeys or whatever carrying boxes of cooking utensils and stuff. Like, I'd like to see if you can do these ancient recipes without having to pack 4 tons of stuff into the bush. And I think you can. But I like to cook, and I like to cook old-fashioned stuff. And I like to cook over fire. Cooking over electricity like I do here, or like a gas stove, whatever, it's great and it's fine and everything, but I like to cook over fire. And I like to, do stuff that you guys find interesting. So, but yeah, Townsend's, what they did is they've got this 18th century kitchen, which is just a set that they built based on a German American kitchen from the 18th century. So it works the way those old kitchens did. And the thing is, at that point, and right up until you got like a gas hob or an electric stove, is you had to know how to make different kinds of cooking fires, right? You needed to know how to make a low fire if you're just melting butter or something, versus a roaring fire if you're this or that, or if you're baking bread, it's a different, you've got an oven, you build a fire, you scoop out the coals, then you had to really know fire. And I feel that even as bushcrafters, we don't always really know fire. We tend to know enough to respect fire. We know how to start a fire. We know how to, we know to wait until it's embers before cooking on it, but not a lot of us know fire, like know the cooking aspect of fire. One thing I know, living in a cold climate, to warm yourself up, the fire has to be big enough that you kind of have to take a step back from it. That's a fire that's going to warm you. If you're just making a little fire, boop, 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 you're not warming yourself up. You're just warming your soul. But like, I don't know the difference between making a low fire for certain kinds of cooking versus something else. I think it would be cool to learn that, to know that. And I think it might make for some interesting episodes. I'm trying to make plans for the future for when, stuff opens up again, because it really helps. Having plans for the future and planning fun stuff kind of helps the soul when you're having a hard time, like I am. Hey, IRC is here. How's it going, mister? How much have I left to the? Oh, geez, I almost accidentally put Nate in timeout. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's such a relaxing channel, and he's such a great on-screen personality because it kind of feels like you're watching Mr. Rogers in some ways, in that calming sort of fashion. Or I have expected him to whip out a paintbrush and say, and we'll put a couple of happy little trees right up in here. IRC says, I just like eating the old-fashioned stuff. Don, I was talking about this with some office work, with some workmates today, about how the missus and I can't. We would both like to have an espresso machine, but we are non-unanimous about the form that machine should take. She would like, there's a really nice Breville with a built-in hopper. You know, you grind your beans, and then you go into the portafilter and you make your coffee. Whereas what I want is a piston machine. Because, and like I've had this conversation with Martin on several occasions, what I like is what I call the pageantry of the old way of doing things. I like having process. It's why I make the Mrs.'s coffee in a stovetop mocha thing. You know that thing, you unscrew it, you put water in the bottom, and there's a little filter where you put your coffee and you screw it together and put it on the stovetop. It's like an Italian invention. I like stuff like that. I like having process. I feel that I understand the food or the drink more when I have a tactile relationship with creating it. Excuse me, guys. You know, if I put a cup there and I hit a button, there's no understanding between me and the process of creating that cup of coffee or tea or that whatever. So I don't have a bread maker. I very rarely make bread because I like to cook, but I hate to bake. So I might just get a bread maker anyway, but I feel that having a tactile, like a hands-on experience with creating the food or the drink links me with the history of that thing. It's why, like, I don't like coffee if it just comes through, you know, those machines, you put the cone filter, you know, you fill it with water, you hit the button, you walk away. I don't even like the flavor of that. It feels, partly because a paper cone saps away a lot of the essential oils from coffee, and I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I do love me some cowboy coffee. And I do like to at least make that stovetop. That, you know, if I'm going to have some, it'll be like a French press or that stovetopy thing. Because I feel connected to what I'm consuming. As postmodern people, we don't really connect with a lot. I know people who almost never go outside, right? They live in a condo. They walk down to the parking garage, drive to where they work, park in the underground parking garage there, go up to their office, and then at the end of the day, it's just rinse and repeat, week after week after week. What happens to the psyche when you never even walk outside your front door? When the only time you're outside is if you've driven to a store that doesn't have an underground parking. What are the long-term effects of that? For those of us who love being in the outdoors, who love to paddle and hike and camp, do a little bushcrafting, whip a knife out and start making feather sticks or whatever, it's clear. It's clear because if we don't get out there, we start to pine for it. But what about people who have no knowledge of the benefits of at least walking to a park? Just because they don't know that it's good for you to be surrounded by greenery or flowers or whatever doesn't mean that it's not. Excuse me. I just realized I've been ignoring you guys. Yeah, it's cooking, but also a great history lesson. Absolutely. Man, that would be amazing. I would love to have that guy on. Simon Cooking over fire is not for me. The flames gets too much for my attention, so the food is right to be added as a combustible. Okay. Start with a Dutch oven and a frying pan. Yeah, I would like to. I think I might actually already have a frying pan somewhere in the States, just waiting to be able to ship it. I have a Dutch oven, but it's kitchen only, right? I'd like to get one to take into the woods as well. But the thing is, I find that they're fairly expensive, and I don't really want to spend big on a camping Dutch oven, you know? Also, the one I have, the lid is sort of, there's a handle, and then it's sort of boom. It's a dome lid, whereas the one I want for camping, I want it to have that sort of more tray-like lid so that I can put coals on it. But yeah, I definitely want one for camping. But I mean, let's face it, I won't be hiking 40 kilometers with that in my pack. For Tyler, it's all about the French press. Yeah, percolation too. In fact, I have a percolator, like an old-fashioned one that I guess you can put on a campfire. Yeah, Nate's all about the cowboy coffee. My first time actually having a cup of cowboy coffee was at the music festival that we play most summers in Alberta at Abraham Lake. When we started playing there was like a cowboy breakfast. Musicians got it for free, and as part of the cowboy breakfast was unlimited cowboy coffee. And so the wife of the owner would be out there making her cowboy coffee. Hey, LT is in the house. Ça fait longtemps, monsieur. Comment ça va? For those of you who don't know LT, he's actually been on my live streams before when we used to be able to get into the same room. We shot a couple of things. In fact, he was there that night when I popped open a beer bottle with one of my knives and gave myself this. I can't turn this scar right here. Well, you can't see it, but there's a scar about this long because I popped off the bottle cap, and for some reason the knife went like this, and it stuck. And so yeah, so I sort of slowly got off screen, went into the workshop, opened up my first aid kit, came back, sat down. Remember that, LT? LT, Simo was there. I think it was just you and Simo who were over, right? It wasn't one of the nights when we had Serge with us, I don't think. Yeah, I just haven't had time to buzz. I'll do it at some point. But yeah, I've been so buried lately that I haven't had time. Yeah. It was holding on camera. And I very low key sort of snuck off camera to go put a bandage on and then came back. I think that was the night that LT had a stainless knife with him that had a 90-degree spine, and we were talking about how stainless is apparently not so great for scratching ferro rods, and he took a ferro rod and got all these like big, beautiful sparks all over my carpet. Not my carpet. The carpet's over there, all over the floor. But I was very impressed with the because the thing is, we're fed this idea that stainless is no good for sparks, and I do feel that carbon steel is better. But if you have a 90-degree spine, it's at least going to do some good work. And whatever knife it was that, LT, did you use? It wasn't one of your pocket knives. What the hell was it? I think it was something that had a scraper on the back, like the pommel or something, wasn't it? I don't remember what it was, but you had a bunch of really cool knives with you that night. I just want to jump back to, hey, Shawnee, I agree. Dutch ovens with the flat top and lip edge. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the one I have, which is just a cast iron, one with the domey top, it's not what I'm gonna take into the outdoors. Partly because I don't want to sleep on the couch, but partly because I don't feel it has the right kind of top. Hey there, Mister. I think when my hubby made cowboy coffee and added an egg to filter out the grounds, maybe. I have heard that, but I've never seen it. In my personal experience, the few times that I've actually done it, I did that because some people, what they do is they put the splash of cold water in the top and it shoots the grounds to the bottom. What I like to do is the other. I should probably not do this, but I've only made cowboy coffee 3 times. Okay, is you take your pot and you give it like an almighty like boom, swing over your head and back down, and then like once it's down here, you slow it down so you don't slosh all over your pants, because the centripetal motion will also shoot the grounds right to the bottom of the pot. But I do admit that I don't think it's any better than just putting a little splash of cold water in the top. I just don't like to add cold to hot when I'm making a hot drink. The one time I did that cowboy coffee with someone next to me, they were very impressed, but that's not why I did it. Anyway, so it's nice to see that Colin's here. He's asking everyone how's it going. I'm just seeing if Simon says stainless is fine for everything. People that live close to the sea don't use carbon steel for obviously, because it'll just forget about it. It's done. If I lived in British Columbia, for instance, I would have a lot more stainless. It's funny because I'm a guy who's I'm all about the carbon steel. I talk up the carbon steel all the time. And I think I'm about half and half at this point. Right? Because the F1 I think that's a stainless. Isn't it? I'm trying to remember what the steel is on it. It's not the cost. It's not one of the super steels. It's the it's not called G10, but it's something related to that. And I think that's a stainless. My Garberg is a stainless. I didn't get the carbon one because I didn't want the black blade. Actually, no, that's a stankin' lie. When I bought my Garberg, there wasn't a carbon one yet. My little pocket knife that LT gave me, which I believe I've misplaced again, because that's traditional rain dance. That's stainless. I don't remember what the G something 10G. Anyways, but yeah, I've got the basic F1, and I'm sure it's a laminated stainless blade. Colin says my flint and steel set isn't stainless. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever even heard of a stainless flint striker. That's for sure. Shawnee, this is a good question. Have you ever made your own add water meals using dehydrated ingredients like dry soups? I haven't, but it is in the plan because I do have a dehydrator. Excuse me, that I have so far only used for making jerky. But I think one person, if Martin, if you're still here, I would love for you to sound off on this, because I do believe that you dehydrate a lot of your meals, because dehydrating your meals is an excellent way to get a lot of food into the bush without sacrificing a lot of space and a lot of weight carrying capability. In fact, this is an interesting conversation. If anyone wants to come on and chit chat a little bit about it, I'm putting the link down below. Because I want to do it, in time for whenever's the next time I get to go out as well. Do 1 or 2 different things as a proof of concept. See how well it works, and then VG10. Thank you, LT. Yes. I'm just I'm just saying it's because on YouTube the conversation is moving much faster than here. Colin, that's interesting. I'd love to know about that. Of course, add the shipping, it's probably more like it ends up being closer to 40 or $50, right? Oops. Sorry. Boom. That's what I wanted to. Shawnee says it's in my goals this year. Building recipes, store in Mylar dehydrator. You'll be once you have a dehydrator, I think that a lot of options will open up to you. Hey, Alain is here. Shawnee says, okay, so jerky to preserve it after making is my only option. Vacuum sealing it. I don't know. Maybe. I usually just put mine in a mason jar, but the thing is, once I've made it, I love that stuff so much that it doesn't last long enough to go bad, really. LT. Salut, monsieur. Est-ce que t'as du son, toi? You have no
noise. I was mute.
Okay.
Just to say a quick hello, because I'm not sure I'm going to last very long, but
yeah.
It's been a long while.
Sure has.
And I've still misplaced my knife.
Well, I misplaced it again. It's, I feel that if I don't misplace something every week, it's just not me. It's just not me. I don't know where I put it. I have like new monitors, new desk, new chair, new filing cabinet. I've lost everything. I organized everything.
Exactly. You organize your mess, so now you're messed up about your organization.
Yeah, for my taxes this year, I couldn't find my avis de cotisation. Couldn't bloody find it, and I like before I changed everything, I knew exactly which pile it was in. It took me like 2 hours to find it. It's like I gotta find this, like Lola. Yeah.
I'm not sure why I have no chat. I'll comment. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, just check on the YouTube site and you'll be able to. Okay, Shawnee is saying, I was thinking of using a jar too because I'll probably just eat it. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I just, yay, I made jerky. Gone within a week.
Okay, 2 pages open. So what subject am I in this chat now?
Well, there's a couple of things because Shawnee was asking about like dehydrating food for trips and stuff. Now, are you still do you still work with cadets?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I just to guys who didn't used to see LT on my on screen or in my side chats back in the day. He works with Army cadets, getting them into the bush and doing the survival stuffs. Hence the LT stands for lieutenant. Are you still an LT or are you like a captain now?
They want to promote me. I might just get it, but it's still going to be LT survival anyway because of the background of it. But
right,
I might just get promoted next year.
Right.
If we get somewhere, because the program's been buggled down and everything. So
yeah, it's too bad. I had my stepsister Jacqueline on for one of my interviews a couple of months ago now, and she also runs a cadet survival camp, but she runs one for air cadets in I think it's Esquimalt or somewhere in British Columbia. Might have actually no, it's on Vancouver Island somewhere.
It must be Comox.
Yeah,
the Air Force Base.
Yeah, I think it's near Comox. Now she sort of moved more into like supply and logistics, but yeah, so it would have been interesting to have you guys talk shop about that.
all that's got to be changing in the shop. That would have been interesting too.
Yeah,
I got to get 2 things, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Colin, flint and steel is my favorite fire starting method. Absolutely. I don't do a lot of it right now because Camille has been learning the ferro rod, and I have her start all the fires. So I might be a little more rusty with the flint and steel than I'd like to be, but I do love the flint and steel. I have a couple of different sets. I'm always looking for excuse me. Excuse me. I'm always looking at new sets, though. ¿Sí cosa? ¿Sí Sapporo?
Yeah. One of the last I have in the fridge. So
I'm having a porter.
yeah, well, I don't have a glass down below. So
Okay. But yeah, Colin, flint and steel, man, it's the way to go. I do want more flint, though. I don't live in an area that's got a lot of really good flint. I find, or maybe I just don't know where to look for it. I would love every now and again I'll see someone on YouTube, like one of my American compatriots or here in Canada or something like this. I got a box of flint from a sub in the UK, and it's like he opens it up and there's all this beautiful British flint. I'm like, how the hell? How much did that cost to ship overseas? You know? But yeah, because my flint is getting a little sort of. Hey, is that a number 4?
yes, it is.
Is that a new number 4?
As new. I bought it used on a group in Quebec. It's called Couteau Quebec.
Hold it closer to the
Facebook.
camera. Look at that. It's in nice condition.
Oh, it's as new and was new when bought.
So, for those of you who don't know, that's the Groman. That's the survival version of the Groman number 1, the Canadian belt knife. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
So now I can compete Simon.
With Simon, yeah.
But I did worse.
Was that the army version, the jump knife?
Yep.
Look at that.
It's a factory second, so it took a long time to come. There's a small S.
Yeah, S is second.
Punch somewhere. Yeah, here you see it just by my finger here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only default that there is.
Oh, who cares?
Small nick.
Yeah, who cares? Look at that.
Yep, it's very difficult to see. It's a small nick in the handle and very little. Brand spanking new out the office. Stainless. Yeah. So I've got both saber grind.
Okay.
Both of them are saber grind. So I have the pair.
Nice.
That was a gift from me to me this Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, Colin.
Hey, how you doing?
It's funny because I just put your question up. Want to see my setup? Yes, I do.
Okay, I've got a couple. Pulling out a set. Yeah, this is here. Give me a second. More than one set up here.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to answer Shawnee's. Shawnee, yes, for the meals you're looking into what has high calories. Absolutely, you definitely need high calories when you're out in the bush. Couscous, bulgur, ghee, nutritional yeast, other things than rice and potato flakes. Yeah, you need some. You need calories. LT, you're probably going to want to talk about this comment as well. You definitely need calories, but you also need to be interested in what you're eating, because I find that if you're sitting there and you're looking at like another bowl of porridge,
yeah,
it's too easy to like, I'm not eating this, but you need to eat it. You need to get your calories and you need to have the energy to get wood, build a fire, enjoy the outdoors, paddle, fish, if that's what you do, you know?
In one of my cadet camp, we did in preparation to go to the Arctic. We had some of those American Patrol dehydrated ration.
Yep.
And you could put a liter of water into the ration and was still not rehydrated.
Wow.
And it wasn't even good.
Which one is it?
It was in the late 80s.
Okay.
So
I was in the service then.
Yeah, it was called dehydrated petrol ration.
Okay.
We had to put supposedly 1/4 of a liter, a pint of water in it to be able to rehydrate it. But I mean, I poured almost a full canteen. And I couldn't get it to taste other stuff than grit and sand, but it was filling. Oh, that's nice.
Colin, I like that. I do want to say hi to Adam Romano, who has just showed up. Nice to see your name in the side chat, mister.
And I've got some other stuff to show you that Grace, who's in the chat, gave me.
Oh,
Hudson
I
Bay.
love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hudson Bay tin
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want one of those. I want the tin one though, not the.
with the
Yeah.
This is the brass one.
Yeah, I want there's also like a tin plated one, which is the one that I would like to get. They're expensive as shift in Canada though.
Yep.
Look at that. Nice
Even-
nice flint.
And you know the funny thing about it, we're the home of the Hudson Bay Company.
Yeah.
I know. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I was saying in the chat, I actually have a friend of mine who does rendezvous, around here, in Iowa, and he's got at least 2 or 3 of those strikers for like $30 US each, and he's got some plainer ones like I've got for even cheaper.
Okay.
So I've got a line on them. We just got to figure out a way to just get people to buy them either directly from him or through me to get to him or something, because I know people need them, and these things last years.
Yep, they sure do. I still have my first one. I just want to comment to Shawnee. She says she needs how to learn to properly sharpen and care for their knives and axes. Yeah. The thing is, it's not rocket science. All it takes is agonizing effort, as I always say.
Practice.
For axes, it's very different than knives, though. I saw one video. There are 2 videos that have very much. Can I start that sentence again? Yeah. There are 2 videos that have fundamentally formed my approach to sharpening axes. One is there's one. Well, there are 2, but either one is fine. With Craig Roost doing the scary sharp, the rooster method. Okay, that's you. This one's less for if you've got a big freaking ding out of your blade, but it's really good for just straight up maintenance. He uses sandpaper on those sanding blocks for the wall. You put a long strip of sandpaper on. So Shawnee, definitely do a search for that. As far as I know, Simo's probably already looking for it. And another one, there was an episode by a British knife maker. Oh God, what's his name? Ben Orford. And he did a video. It's a very common technique as well, with like a Sharpie and a stone. Ben Orford and the rooster method. Look up both of those for an axe. That's all you need. You will end up using both of those techniques depending on the damage to your blade, to the bit. But that's it. Rooster method. Ben Orford, how to sharpen an axe.
I
So
think
with that,
Rooster also do freehand sharpening on whetstone.
Yeah.
So that's
difficult.
That's a very difficult technique.
Yeah.
It's consistency that's difficult. But if you're very much a starter, the guided system Lansky is the one you may want to use, because it is kind of easy, and bare bottom you'll get some sharp knife, but not necessarily like mirror edge, because you're going to have to put some more effort. But it's a long process. If you go through the different stone and you get finer and finer stone, like the Arkansas.
I have a Lansky set up.
Yeah, mine is now like a 9 stone. So I have a sapphire, which is like 3,000 or 8,000. I have a Arkansas stone. I should pull it out.
While you're doing that, I just want to say hi to Dennis from Canoe Hound Adventures. I completely missed your live stream tonight. I had 2 meetings before tonight's live stream, so I tried having you on in the background while I was at one of my meetings, but I just ended up getting distracted, so I had to shut it down. So I'll watch you on time shifted to tomorrow.
Grace said that there's also a silver-plated one of these that they offer.
Yeah. Well, look
Grace,
at that.
Where did you purchase this one through? I never asked. It just showed up in the mail. She asked me for my address, and next thing you know, it shows up in the mail.
That's a beautiful gift.
It is, and
Absolutely.
I use it too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so I can ask her for that. But I can give you guys the contact information for my friend Snake. He runs Rendezvous, the Hissing Serpent Trading Company, and he has a lot of rendezvous stuff for like mountain man type setups.
Yeah. I feel that the mountain man is to the States what the voyageur or the coureur des bois is for Canada.
Probably. My French sucks, so I'm gonna have to assume that's what you said.
Well, the thing is that the voyageurs were canoe based rather than just trapping and. Oh yeah, I see that. What LT is holding up. I have an off-brand version of that, but with only 3 stones.
I've seen those. I've never owned one though.
I need that stand though because my wrists get really, really sore by the time I'm finished.
And it'll make also your work way easier because you'll be able to apply constant pressure.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that you should have if you sharpen. You want to be good at it. The Sharpie is one of it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to blacken your edge.
Your blade. Yeah.
The stand that you're going to be able to affix to something. So you mount either to hold it by your hand or by a clamp. The stones, the standard kit comes with the coarse, medium, fine, and sometimes the ultra fine stones. So that's the Lux kit.
Yeah.
I've bought a Sapphire, which is 2,000 grit, and in Arkansas, which is a 12 to 1,400 grit. The Arkansas is the black one here.
And do you sharpen to a mirror's edge, to a mirror gloss, or no?
I have no patience for that.
Me neither. Me neither.
I probably could get close to it. Am I going to see any difference in cutting? I'm not sure.
I don't think. Not enough, anyway.
So it's mainly for show. Technically, with the Sapphires, which is this one, okay, pretty close to a sharp, but it takes a long time. I mean, you may not want, if your edge is not broken, you don't start at the coarse. You may want to start to either medium or fine and go then a little further. But I mean, it takes a long time. And complementary to that, there is the
Colin, this is for you. What is that?
Inclinometers.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, it's an angle finder that you put on your rod if you want to confirm that you're at the good angle. And you may want also to have one of those, a jeweler's magnifier with a LED.
With a light, yeah.
Really, if you really want to see details, and that's how I found out my old fork and knife kit. If you might have seen it on Instagram, I found the company in Germany that still exists that made those.
Okay.
But those are like beginning of 1900s. So one of those can be good to look at the edge if you want to see if you have a very clean edge that you made or defaults that are on your thing. So that's things you can add. And then it's infinite with Lansky. You can buy kits for serration. I'm not sure if you're going to see it here.
I've seen that.
Yeah, triangular stone.
Yep.
This one is it's medium. It has the groove for the hooks. So I've not very much used it.
By the way, LT Alain says he bought the table clamp stand as well. He says it works pretty well because I don't have the table stand on mine, and I find that trying to hold it gets my wrists start to hurt pretty quick.
Yeah, the only sharpener I've got is for my broadheads. It's completely different setup.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, I've got a question for you, Jesse.
Whoops. Hold on. I just dropped something.
Okay.
Yeah, ask. I got my cans on.
Well, actually, I got to show you something. I was just thinking, there's alternatives to flint that you could use.
There's like chert, right?
Well, not just chert. Quartz is good. Personally, I like Jasper.
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 Okay.
It's a translucent green,
Yep.
I guess, stone that works just as well as everything else. And
Okay.
I carry one around my neck wherever I go. So I'll always have it.
Okay.
Yes,
Interesting.
Shawnee. Snake's last name is Lord. You know who I'm talking about.
Hold on, I'm looking for that.
We know the same person.
Weird.
Yes, he's from Monroe. Then you know which one I'm talking about.
Small world, eh?
Well, hey, I've been seeing a lot of Iowans pop in lately.
Yeah.
And apparently they know me and we know that I know them and that kind of thing. So that's always a good thing. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Grace, I will make sure that I will guarantee you the strikers you get from Snake are really good because mine actually won contests by veteran, I guess, what do you want to call it? Viewers, as they call themselves. Then less than a minute, he had a fire going with my striker. And he
What the hell's a viewer?
Short for rendezvous, doing rendezvous, person who goes to
rendezvous.
rendezvous.
Okay.
And it took him less than a minute to get a fire going with my striker. And he's never used it before. And he said he tried to buy it off me.
Nice.
I wouldn't sell it. Ooh, that is the bane of my existence.
Yeah,
me too.
As you see, the plank which I made with my knife is brand spanking new. So I haven't tried it, but it's dry now. It's been 2 years. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I have one in the workshop that I made years and years ago, and I just haven't.
Cedar, all around.
Okay.
Here in Quebec, it's most likely to be the type of wood that you need. So I'm not sure which one the spindle is going to be the better. So made one long, one short.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to get there.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Very, very nice. Excuse me. Woo.
The usual, isn't that the tradition?
Yeah. Remember, I think it was Dauber used to keep a score chart, scoreboard.
That and bilge.
Yeah.
It was fun time,
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grace has said she's looked at some strikers online, but no idea which are good.
Well, mine, which I just showed you, I'll show you the surface on it real quick. It's not fancy at all. Well, at least I don't think so. But I judge mine in person generally because I got to be able to feel it. There's the thickness of it this way, and you can see.
It's a nice thickness.
Yeah, and here's my biggest thing right here.
Yeah,
I got big mitts, so it fits my hand.
Yeah.
Well, I generally go this way, but
right,
like that.
LT Hike with Mike says I've never done the spindle fire starting technique. I need to do that. Yeah, I need to do it too.
Me neither. So we're going to be both new at that, and it's going to be a long process just to get it right. And everything I've read about it and watched video about it. We had a guy in Quebec City, a Redbeard Survival. He stopped doing the survival stuff. Some problem with his associate. He could start a fire with a kit like that in about 3 minutes, not even. And he did it in 1 minute once. But this kit is, he was used to doing it. Was used to the kit. Had the perfect wood for it. So.
Dennis, I'm putting LT's YouTube channel in the chat for you right now. There we go.
Just uploaded a survival stuff video.
Hey, Do you do English and French videos on the same channel, or do you have a French channel and an English channel?
Same channel, both video. Usually I publish one week and the other the next one. I've
Okay.
not been regular in the last 6 months. It's been very difficult and not much rewarding when your channel's been demonetized for so long, even though I didn't make very much money. Yes, my format is not that attractive to most people. So I've stopped doing a knife review because I have all Chinese knife that don't come across the border anymore because CVSA has been stupid.
Yeah.
So making law. But one knife I won from a friend in Alberta that has a review channel is a Kaiser.
Nice.
It has like that grippy black finish on it because it's.
Mac, get off of there.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's doing something he shouldn't be doing.
So, with a very classic.
No.
Kydex.
Honey?
I acquired a couple of knives from him, classics and everything. Not sure I've published photo on them, and I've got a bunch at the. Not an auction, but a sale that we were going for a piece of furniture for my daughter, and he had a couple of knives, so I paid $20 for a bunch of knives.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, one of them is the remember the Buck Slim.
Yep.
That I have. This one.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Buck Slim, but the special version for Canadian Tire, which is twice as thick.
Okay.
It seems to be in Canadian Tire. Yeah, it's about 110. So just that and a couple of knives. It was a worth transaction. Where is it? Oh, here's the box of the knife that we're in.
Here's a message for you, LT, from IRC Adventures. LT, try doing a channel on Newfoundlandese, and I'd say be on to something.
Okay, what is Newfoundlandese?
IRC's from Newfoundland.
Okay, I didn't know that was the term used for the language there. So, okay, I wasn't sure what they used.
Well, no, that's the English with a lot of slang. Because I'm from Quebec, so I'm French. I'm francophone, and Newfoundlandese is the way the Newfie talks. I can do jokes on Newfies, but they're out of dates.
Yeah, so we don't tell those jokes anymore. Hold on, I'm putting a link to a video on Newfoundlandese down in the side chat there. I hope I'm putting the right one there. Newfoundland English explained.
Yeah. So this is a Magnum from Bokers.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a cheapo line for Bokers.
Yeah.
Or Bokers Plus in 440A.
I don't have any of that.
One funny thing about it, it is assisted. So I got that. I got an old Olympia, which is very old. It's not made anymore. Looks like the Buck 110, but it's a large knife too.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice and big.
Yeah.
I like time-honored designs.
Oh, I got something to show you then. Yeah, see.
All right.
Something I found at a yard sale or a secondhand shop. I can't remember which.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know where it's from.
Is it sharp?
Oh, yeah. I can shave with it.
And does it hold an edge?
Yes, it does.
Then who the hell cares about anything else? That looks like a really nice old freaking knife. I like it.
It is.
There's no marking on it?
Give me a second. I got to turn the overhead. See if I can see anything. It's pretty dark in here right now. Okay, let me see.
Because the shape I recall an Africanese or something like that, made by Case or a couple of companies that import blades from Germany at the beginning of the 50s.
I don't see anything, but this is a really old knife, though, as you can see. And I haven't seen the design anywhere else.
Hmm.
and it's a full tang.
Yeah.
And the handle's
Not
pretty
overly thick.
straight. Yeah.
It's a good fit too for my hand,
It's almost a broom handle.
Yeah.
but it's set in there pretty good, as you can
Yep.
see.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's not the fit. It's the shape of it. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a small swell for the palm, but it's really
Yeah, it's just a little
subtle.
swell right
Yeah, yeah, it's really subtle underneath too.
Yeah.
It's
there.
very
Like I said,
difficult to research if you can't have any markings.
Or,
You
I
can
mean,
go knife old buoy on Google image. Sometimes you'll find something that looks similar. That's the way I've started to end towards with where I took my knife. Got a couple of video on historic knife. I think I have one that has a blade shape in that shape, which is an Afrikaner or something like that name knife, but it was made locally, so the blade might come from
the
Germany.
finish makes it hard to tell as well. I wasn't sure how to get rid of that patina, or if I wanted to get rid of the
You
patina.
don't want to get rid of that. Are you kidding? That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
The problem is cleaning the knife to get the markings. They would be by the handle, or sometimes they're hidden underneath the handle. So that's the problem.
Well, yeah, that might be where it's at.
Yeah,
So-
I wouldn't bother though. You don't need to know what it is. It's so nice. If it's sharp as hell and it holds an edge, who cares? You know?
For
I'll,
half a second,
I'll show you my oldest knife.
Okay.
There we go. Dang it! I think I see something, but I can't tell. It's just so scratched up. But it's a beautiful knife. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to a friend of mine to get a better sheath made for it than the one I've got. This is just a cheapy $5 sheath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My friend, see what's his name. I'll remember it later.
I got here something that was probably made around First World War, maybe before, by a German company.
Oh, I think
And-
I've seen those.
Yeah, that was laying in the toolbox of my grandfather. My father had the toolbox for many years, and all of a sudden he gave it to me because I was doing video on old knife. I contacted the company that made those because there's a name on one of the blades, and it's really difficult to see, but it's here. Okay, and there's a
Right.
logo on the other side.
Yeah.
So with the jeweler's magnifier that I showed you earlier, I succeeded in looking up the letters that I was seeing.
Okay.
Then again, Google image had another set of knife like that had another part to it. So all of a sudden, I found on eBay a description that was saying which company it was, and it made sense. And it had the logo. So by association, you finally get that.
Okay.
The company the other company in Germany answered to me saying, "We're not the one, but the other one is this address, so contact them."
I was stationed in Germany for 2 years when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah, that's
I'll be right
Solingen,
back, guys.
Germany. So basically, every knife made in Germany was in Solingen at one point.
Okay. I actually have another knife that I use, which it's not as fancy, excuse me, as some, because it is a Chinese blade. But the thing is, I'm not sure. Oh, here, I'll show it to you.
That's nice.
But the handle,
that's-
I like the handle. It fits my hand pretty good.
Is that all? How do you say that? Horn handles, or is
I
that?
believe, yeah, this is a Pakistani steel, surprisingly enough, but it holds an edge really well.
Mhm.
It's
Well-
got some deer antler and some other wood right here.
Okay, yeah. That's the antlers and wood inlay.
Yeah, and if you see the
Surprisingly enough, Pakistanis usually will make blades out of tools, spring steel. You know, old spring from the car.
Yeah, and it
It's
holds an edge really well.
It's really good steel. It's A1 or A2, so
Um,
which is not bad.
yeah, for what it's my good side knife that I carry.
Well, I used to carry another knife, and it's retired today. But this is also my grandfather's knife.
Oh wow,
It's an RH-24, which is pretty
I've heard of
rare.
those.
The what?
I've heard of them.
This one is a PAL, PAL, which basically it's a blade made in Solingen, Germany.
Okay, I've heard of them.
You had Case that made some. Um,
Okay, that
they
makes
look like the
yeah,
trench
that's one.
knife. This one has a round pommel with a screw in it.
Okay, that looks like a hand repair job on that one, maybe.
I wouldn't say no. That's original because the Canadian version of those were all screwed in. My father has the PAL RH 30. That's the 24. He has the 36 6-inch blade, basically a trench knife. Okay, and it's the same screw on the bottom.
Solingen is to Germany what Sheffield steel is to England. LT
Yes.
Canoe Hound says he loves heritage blades like that. Yeah, me too. I like them. I like old blades.
I'll pull out mine. My father's still is one for hunting, but
The only one I have for my hunting one, besides that one I just showed off, is this one here is a Sheffield.
That was a Sheffield. That's an English made.
yeah, that's a Schrade.
Sorry. My apologies. It's a Schrade.
Schrade, yeah.
Schrade.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to keep this one sharp for what it's used for.
This is my blade that my
My
father
dad had
bought
it
me.
together with.
When was that, LT?
No, my father bought it in '52. Gave it to me. I was 11, and look at that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
look at that.
beautiful.
It has the same screw
Yeah.
as
That's a nice one.
this one,
Wow.
and yeah, and it's really nice. I really like the antlers handles,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah, the
holds
hills
so
look
well.
really nice.
The steel is kind of soft. Was damaged by I was using it in cadets, and you know that friend that borrows your knife and then walks it on a large branch.
Never lend him an axe.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any axe, but I never used my knife like that. So it's a really nice one. And that one is an IXL. It was part of Schrade at one point. IXL, George Worston Hold, Sheffield, England. So it's a sign, it's a signature blade. And surprisingly enough, I can't find much on it.
Right.
But it's a nice blade.
Hmm.
Always loved the feel, the grab on it. Even though younger had smaller hand, it still fit very well.
Right. Right.
And that sheet is my attempt.
Where I put it at the moment.
And that sheet was my first leather attempt.
Nice.
What I like about it, any build,
Hmm.
anything low.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Very nice. When did you make that sheath?
I was like 17, 18.
Nice.
My couple of last years of cadets, because my older sheet was like this one,
Mm-hmm.
and it was tearing apart. So the seams were coming apart, and the belt loop was so small. I don't know what I did with the sheet. It just got lost somewhere. But I made this sheet, which basically I designed it, but I sent it to a cordonnier,
Okay. Shoemaker? No.
shoe repair guy anyway.
Shoe. Yeah.
And he put the rivets
Nice.
and but I didn't know about the spacer you had to have in between your two layers of leather. Mine has 3 layers because of the revert leather,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
which goes straight down all the way down. So I have 3 layers. I may just build another sheet at one point with my daughter that has all the equipment now.
Is she still doing the leather work?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
She's more into punches and other stuff. You see her mannequin here.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
dressed because she's moving upstairs. Oh well, she's now alone upstairs. My son has bought a house and moved out with his kids and wife.
she does mostly like cosplay stuff, though, right?
Mm-hmm. She's really into craft.
Yeah.
So leather work. She did your protector for your axe
Yeah.
and the cover. Did we do a cover? Yes, we did.
No, we did just the
Just the neck protector.
which is still on there. It's nice. I like it.
Have you worked it again?
Yes, but that's what it's for. Damn it.
Oh, I've got a cover that's for my son's, I says Vietnam era axe hatchet.
Yeah. See, I like that. But it's got the two slits in the back for the belt to go through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I
And
mean, I
it kind of needs repaired. That's why he wants to replace it. But the thing is, it's authentic.
yeah.
I mean, it's just so old.
If he wants to wear them with any belt, you may want to do a hanger loops like this.
Yeah, it's funny because I like I like those old style with those two slats and everything like that, like you're showing, Colin, but it's because I like old stuff. I don't want one of those hanging off my belt. Even though like looking at them gives me sort of the fizz for the time honored aspect.
Right.
But I mean, if I'm carrying a knife or something, I want a dangler, you know?
This thing was about as old as I am.
Hmm.
About 50 plus years old.
Yeah.
He picked up the whole thing for like $9 at a flea
Wow.
market.
Nice.
Yeah, in the States, you guys flea market, the let go.
So much better.
Oh yeah, here they ask you almost the original price. It's incredible.
Guys, I dropped the invite again for anyone else who might want to come on and do some show and tell. This conversation has gone very different than I thought it would, but it's actually very interesting. So I'm enjoying it massively.
Is that always happen when we're both together?
I've been pretty good about keeping it on track mostly, but then suddenly LT Survival comes on, and then we're talking about knives all night. So it's like with you and Simone, nothing ever stays on target.
Well, I could be talking about archery stuff, Jesse. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I just got my new arrows fletched and ready to go, and I tried them over the weekend, and they're just like, oh man, they shoot like bullets. Would you like to see them?
Yeah, you can go get him. In the meantime, I think Alain should come on, man. He's got so many knives. LT, you and Alain could. Although Alain's knives are a lot more sort of. He's got some big choppers and stuff.
Oh, if we go into big chopper, I mean.
Yeah, you got a nice one, man. You got a.
I got pretty.
Go and get that. Go and get that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go and get it.
Check these out, Jesse. This is a 4-fletch setup.
Okay.
As you can see.
And did you do that yourself, or did you have it done by someone else?
I had, because my fletcher's not working at the moment, and I won these shavs and the inserts at the Iowa Deer Classic a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So they had the setup for cutting down the carbon shavs. I've never actually owned carbon shavs that I actually bought brand new or anything.
Okay.
So and I shot these. These things shoot so well. I mean, it's just a simple, field point.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. But I got these for my 74-pound longbow.
There's a question for you from Tyler, which I'm bringing up on screen now. 4-fletch are really cool. Do they fly any slower?
They do. They do it do a little bit more drag. But with my draw weight of my bow of 74 pounds, the drag is minimal. And I like the fact that it straightens out my arrows enough to get more accuracy.
Okay.
So there's good points and bad points for everybody. I just happen to like 4-fletched, also because I can just reach back on my back quiver, grab an arrow, put it on my string without looking, and see if I have it straight. It always is set up the right way.
Okay. Whereas with a three, with a like a three, that's not the same. That's not the case.
No, there's a cock feather, which is the odd color feather usually.
Yeah. Okay.
This one, I don't need it.
Hmm.
It's all the same. And I just if I go upside down or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's always set where I can shoot it, which increases speed. You know, when you're reaching back, if you have to do a quick draw.
Yeah, I get it. LT.
Yeah.
I want to see that big ass knife of yours. Oh, that's not the one I was expecting, but holy, I've forgotten.
SCHF9, that's the one that made the plank. So
Yes.
I batten with it. I do everything with it. I had to change the angle of the edge because it was almost 45 degrees. So that's my first sharpening video I did. One of my first video too.
Was it you or Simone who had the fro?
No, that's me.
That's you. That's the one I thought you were gonna bring out.
That's the next one because I got the JSX too.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah.
The mother of all them all. Yep. Before Schrade became Smith and Wesson. That one is the first.
Holy cow, that's big.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's 12-inch of blade.
What do you use something that big for besides chopping?
Surprisingly enough, it's a bushcraft knife too, but I mean, it's got a pretty good handle. It's a 3-position handle. So if you're chopping, you're going this way with that. I've massacred the edge. I still have to redo the edge. So,
I love the look of a knife that's been well used, though. I don't have any knives that are or axes for that matter that are safe queens. You know, I've got an old Norland axe, but everything comes out into the woods. Everything gets used up. Everything look at how used that blade looks. That's what I like.
I got it not used, but it wasn't very much abused. I abused it last time I was at the in a B2B. I went 2 times, and the second time we literally put down some cedars. So I've knocked off branch out of it, and the guy with the chainsaw at the top of the tree was looking at me saying, "What the heck are you using?" And I showed him the knife, and he says, "Holy mother, what the hell is that?"
I just imagine this guy with a chainsaw. C'est quoi ça, tabarnak?
Well, he was anglophone, but
oh, okay, up there, really?
But he had the right tone. I mean, he was 40 feet in the air, chopping the top of the tree, and he was looking at me chopping those branches flying off, and I was green, and I was using this mother, and this is a Schrade, yes.
Yeah, I like what Alain says here.
Be careful because they still have that, and the steel is not as good as this one was.
Well, LT, look at what Alain says down there. I like Schrade knives, but there are a lot of fracture videos on YouTube. Their heat treatment is questionable, and I feel that might be a recent days thing.
Yes, after Schrade got bought by Smith and Wesson, so that's why I say first production, first line, because these were indestructible almost.
Yep.
I mean, we saw a video of this knife being tested by a guy that literally nailed it into a tree and bent it 90 degrees, and it came back. And it was the same knife that was passed from one guy to the other, and they were abusing it. One guy cut a log of 6-inch in diameter with the same knife.
Interesting.
And you were talking about the fro.
Yeah, that one I don't like big knives, but that one
also
I like that one.
That summer.
Oh man, I can see the blade's got some notches in it.
Yeah, it's the edge that broke because I've used it a lot, either by striking or pounding on it. This is made to pound.
Yeah, I like that knife, man.
It's basically, those cedar fro that they were making with the axe handle.
I've got one of those. Yep.
They used to split logs with it.
Shingles and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. That's the same concept, but on a handle, so it's easier to use. The handle is not made for any comfort. It's made to hold it there and whack on it.
Give it a whack, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I like that knife. I want that knife.
Yeah, that's from Schrade also.
I'll be able to pick up that knife in 5, 4.
Yeah, the steel for the SCHF 9 was 1095.
Yeah.
This one was 1070, which is a bit more flexible.
Okay.
And I think this one is 1070 also, but not sure what Smith and Wesson did with those designs.
Yeah, I think that if I was to buy a Schrade, I would buy an old one, a used one from before the what year did Smith and Wesson buy them anyway? Because it's like as soon as they did, boom, the quality just changed.
I'm trying to remember that.
It was pretty recent.
Well, that's a bit before we started making video, I think, or in the meantime, we're together when I was in Montreal, so a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Jesse, a little while ago, you were talking about stainless steel knives and stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, I actually have a Light My Fire by Mora.
Yeah. Oh, I like that colorway on that, man. Oh,
Yep.
crap. I don't believe I just said colorway. I feel like a marketing wonk. I
That's
like
okay.
that color.
That's fine. Now, it is a, well, let's see if I can get you to, you can see it there.
Yep. Stainless steel.
Now, the thing is, this thing, I love this part. I get this open. Is the fact that it's built-in ferro rod, so that's cool.
Yeah. And like, how do you find that tiny little ferro rod works? Is it good enough or what?
It will work. You know, it does what it needs to do. I mean,
yeah,
I'll probably end up using the knife more than I would the ferro rod because I've got better ferro rods.
Yeah.
And I've actually got more coming, much better one coming. Even though I own, let's see, just reaching back into my fire kit. I've got one right here you probably get a kick out of. It's got let's see if I can find it. It's got a feather
right
on the deer antler, and it's.
I have a very similar. Wow, yours is bigger than mine though. I like the size of that ferro rod.
And this is the striker.
Okay.
Which also has a feather on it.
Yeah.
I paid $10 for this.
Nice.
At a Army surplus store in Des Moines, which now has since closed. And that's not the only one I have in here. I've got the one that came with the kit. It's a generic.
While you're looking for that, I want to tell LT that Alain put a comment for that I think you'll find interesting. Do you have the same knife then? Is that a Light My Fire as well?
It's an HX Outdoor. It's a
Chinese.
A Chinese copy. It's the same principle, probably copied straight from Mora.
Yeah.
That one wasn't expensive also.
The difference would be with the grind, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, well, this one is a saber grind.
This one's got, you can see the difference right there.
Yeah, it's got that sort of clipper tip almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because that tip I do not like, but I remember one of my videos, I don't remember which one, I did with Alain and look at that, LT. Look at that beautiful knife.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I've
got one.
I love that. That's my favorite Mora. And it's funny because I have a really weird history with Moras because when I first learned about them, I was like, I'm not buying a freaking Mora because so many people are like, man, they're so cheap that if you break it, you just throw it away. And I am so not into disposable culture. So it's like, I'm not buying one of those. I don't want it to break, so I just throw it away and create landfill. And then I got one. What I did was I bought two out of curiosity. There was a bushcraft at crumbs. There was a sale at Bushcraft Canada, and so I bought two. I bought three. Now that I think on it, I bought a companion. I bought two companions, one for me, one for my buddy Rob, who you guys have seen on my videos before. And I bought the robust, right, the one with the slightly different blade shape. And then I was like, okay, now I know why everyone loves these Moras, because for the price, they hit way above their weight. I'm still not going to go batoning with them or anything, because that's what the Canadian belt knife is for. Yeah, I got one of those and the robust. Two of those.
I just figured it's a carbon blade.
Yeah, I think I don't remember if I got the carbons or stainless, but yeah. And so it's like, yeah, okay, I know what the Mora thing is because yeah, they're cheap as hell. I'm not gonna baton with them, but the way they fit in the hand is great, and the blade geometry is great. Look, if they come blazing sharp, who the hell cares? You can sharpen your knife. But
I had the Mora Classic for years.
yeah, I would like to get a classic or a, what's it called, number one, right, with the
That's
wooden
the one I
handle?
had.
Yeah, I would love one of those.
Cost $15 or something like that originally.
Christ, what the hell is that, LT?
It's machete.
I have
Yeah,
issues
but
It's
with
a
that.
cheap one.
okay.
If you look somewhere here, there's an S in the blade. Here.
Yeah, I see it. I see it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've cut a tree in winter. with it,
Okay.
so-
Hey,
Oh,
Cliff.
wait. Hold on. I just want to catch up with the side chat. IRC. All right. See you later, IRC. I get the I get what's going on between the lines there. Have a good night. Hey, Zach is here. All hail the ale, he says. I've moved on from the ale. Right now I'm drinking the whiskey.
I'll stick with what I'm good with.
Okay.
I
So yeah, nice to see you, Zach. Hey, Fox is here.
Yep. I just said hi to Cliff.
Cliff, how's it going?
I think it was this knife I scraped with when I bought it off the. I think it was Dover,
Yes.
and when I brought it to you, I had this knife and I made the big spark.
Yeah.
That part, which was the scraper, it's really sharp.
Yeah, I was really, I remember because Dauber offered it to me, I think, and I said, yes, no, I've got one. And then I told him about you, and you guys made a deal, and that beautiful, beautiful knife went to you. Such a good, oh yeah. So as I was saying, like, so when that came out, I was like, wow, $100 for a Mora? Okay, and I'll try it. So I bought it, and that has become my favorite Mora because it's got all the Mora magic, but it's a full tang, so I'm not afraid of breaking it. And the full tang really changes the balance on that knife from most Moras, right?
Yeah.
The center of gravity is in a much better place on that knife than it is on most Moras.
My son's got one of those.
Basically, the center of gravity is within those two fingers, or
The balance is perfect.
and the blade weighs nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And whereas with other Moras, they're a little more blade heavy. And I had gotten used to that, but when I got the Garberg, I was like, wow, this box is heavy. And I took it out and I just spent like a good 10 minutes like hefting it and like, this does not feel like a Mora, but it does feel like a bushcraft knife. Like it does feel like a knife I don't have to be ginger with. It feels like a knife I can baton with, you know?
Got the half you can use.
Yeah. And so it's like, wow, it's $100 Mora, but okay, I'm sold. It's a great knife. So I was really glad when you got that, LT, because I figured if anyone is going to appreciate a nice knife like that.
That may be of interest for you, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Steel. They're Alpha series.
Wow.
It's available on the Amazon, and it's not that expensive. I think it was like at one point $40 or something like that. It's not their best steel because you don't know what steel they have.
But I would use that as a fro anyway.
Exactly. It's more like a fro or a small machete. So
is it shorter than your other one?
And then the fro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I like that fro. I would, if I could find one of those.
The big problem is it's supposed to be a full thing somewhere in there. So
I don't believe it.
Well, you know, the definition for full tang is 7/8. If you get a steel plate 7/8 of the surface of the handle, you're in full tang.
Okay, so maybe it is then.
It's molded over. So how much? It's probably going this way, and we don't see it in whole. So
Yeah, I feel that what's nice about a knife where the tang is hidden like that is in the winter if you're not wearing gloves, you're not going to get that cold sort of stripe from the metal. But my favorite knife for fixing that kind of stuff, like the knife that to me is made for northern people, is the Tamagami or the Tamagami by Hella, right? Because it's a full tang.
I know that one. I know the name. I know the name.
I want that knife like I want Mila Kunis. Okay, I am dying for that knife.
it's what, a $300 knife?
It's not that much yet, but when I first decided I wanted it was 180, and now it's up at like 200 and something. But because it's a full tang knife, but because they know that we're northern people up here, by the way. Just want everyone to know.
Oh, by the way, Jesse, you do know that that woman you just mentioned is married to an Iowan?
Yeah, I know. Just shut up. She's married. But like, that knife is made for northern people, so it's a full tang. But on the part on the business side of that, the wood wraps all the way around, so you're not going to be getting that cold metal if you're working in minus 40 degrees.
Yeah,
lovely design.
One of the reason I bought this one, and I saw the SP, whatever they call it, from the other line, is way more expensive, like $100 from Cold Steel, which I find a bit ludicrous.
Wait, $100 for a Cold Steel?
Yeah, the SP9, I think they have this type of blade. That's why they made the Alpha, because they're like $40 instead of $100. So
it's just the idea of $100 on a Cold Steel. It kind of makes me shiver.
Yeah, so that's
good.
The fun part of it is you've got the chisel and that part of the blade that can be useful if you want to do notches or like that. So
it's a very cool looking design. I like it.
It was not expensive, so I decided to try it out. But as you can see, it's pretty brand new, and I've not tried it.
Yeah, I'd like to know more once you've used it for like a whole season or something, or taken it out with the cadets and sort of whapped it around a bunch.
I'll probably do that in the backyard, splitting woods for the fireplace and things like that. So
I would like to point out something that Grace Martin just said. 15 watching, but only 8 thumbs up. What is up with you guys, man? You know what? I'm going to go and give myself a thumbs up.
I'll get yourself. We're back. We're up at 12.
Oh, here's something Zach says which is interesting. Mark, stop it. Zach says, I used to be a real Scandi snob and wouldn't consider a fixed blade without a Scandi. Then I tried butchering a moose with one and hated it. Now I only carry flat and high saber grinds for general purpose. Here's the thing, Zach. One, Scandi is king. B, two, for skinning deer and stuff, I find that, in fact, I find that a convex has done me the best. 3, I am dying for that Gransfors hunter's axe because I want to try that sort of Scandinavian style of skinning your deer or whatever by like peeling away the skin and then pounding it with the back of your axe. Is it because especially if you want to save that skin in the best condition you can, running the risk of getting like a little score on the back of the skin from a knife kind of doesn't work for me. But yeah, I think for skinning, I haven't done this in a bunch of years now because I haven't gone hunting in like a half decade. But I find a shorter knife is better, like something with a lot more control. Where if I for some reason didn't bring a knife, but putting this like along the blade right up to almost the tip and working gives me a lot more control because I'm trying not to score the back of the skin. But yeah, I find that a Scandi for that. Any food prep, I find Scandi's not great for. Any bushcraft task aside from that, it's my favorite. Partly because I'm, sharpening is like boom, and it's done. But for anything food prep related, I like and this is weird because LT, I think when you and I first started talking to each other and doing live streams together, I was always like, I'm scared of convex. I don't know how to sharpen it. I'm scared of convex, blah, blah, blah. But for anything food prep related, I like convex. That's my favorite. But also convex gives you a real strength at the edge that a lot of other grinds don't give you. So maybe I would love convex for batoning and stuff if I had something longer than actually my F1 is convex. I've so far stuck with just stropping the hell out of it, so I haven't had to sharpen it yet, but I haven't had to chop through the side of a helicopter or something either, so I haven't really used the knife to its potential yet.
Well, if you chop through the side of an helicopter, you need another knife.
Well, that's what the LMF2 was supposed to be for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I have.
Yeah, I do too. And you know what? The LMF2 is supposed to be this really tough knife and everything. The freaking pommel is loose on mine, dude.
Jesse, I'm going to drop down because you guys are, talking way above my head when it comes to the edges and stuff. I'm a bow guy. That's what I do.
You're a bow guy. Eh?
Yeah.
I told you I've only fired a bow once, but I really liked it. What I liked about it was, oh, that's a fine edge. That's not an LMF2.
No. It's not fine edge.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Yeah.
The dreaded serrations.
Yeah.
And you can do feather stick with it. You can, surprisingly enough, but this way.
Okay. I was going to say that what I found it very interesting about the bow is that you kind of have to aim really fast.
I'd look at the target and just do it naturally. Don't try to aim.
Yeah, and that was the weirdest thing for me, because if you're using the item that I do not mention on my channel, you're aiming and you're waiting and you're aiming and you're waiting, and then. But if you do that with a bow, it's like, no, I'm gonna fall apart. No, my arms hurt. No, So I had a really hard time, like look, and then just boom. But that's part of the magic of it to me, though, because it's such a foreign concept. I think that if I was to get licensed and get a bow and stuff, I would be very, very into it.
Well, if you decide to go that route, let me know. I'll help you.
Yeah,
pick out something that'll be appropriate and within your budget.
Budget is big for me these days. You know what? It's funny because before there was a mortgage and 2 children, I was spending money. I spend sweat and tears these days, man.
After I get moved, if I have some money left for my taxes, I might actually have a line on a new takedown longbow that I've been wanting for years. So it's a survival Atmos survival longbow.
It's funny because takedown bow seems really weird to me because there's so much pressure. There's so much there's so much pressure going on that I feel that anytime you put like any kind of a joint, you're creating a source of weakness.
No,
I've seen some takedown bows, and like obviously they've worked it out and everything, but it's just like, so yes, but the concept of a takedown bow freaks me right out.
I've got 2 or 3 different takedown bows on my wall right now.
Do you?
And I've got some that are like about $100, and I've got some that are a little bit more. My Semic Sage is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's not considered a high-end bow, but it does what I need it to do, which is the thing most. And you can swap out the limbs from 35 pounds all the way up to 60.
Yeah.
And you can get left or right-handed. And it's a budget-friendly bow.
Right. And
that's the biggest thing.
I do want to point out a few things in the side chat here, because something I said has created a bunch of... Mark says, Milo is amazing in Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
Simone says, has anyone tried to slice a tomato with a Scandi grind knife? Yes, I have. What a disaster. Kincaid, he's saying that was good, but a cheesy movie.
It was.
Tyler says the only thing I don't like Scandi for is food prep. I'm in agreement. I was about to say I'm in agreement with you. What? Yeah, you see, Simon, he's had the Scandi tomato experience as well. Zach, Scandi split produce when trying to slice. Absolutely. It's like you're batoning your carrots. Forget about it. Okay, Simon says, aside from more, I don't own any Scandis. And then Alain says to LT, the machete looks like the one from the Book of Eli.
Most likely.
Good movie, by the way.
I haven't seen more than a third. That machete, I think, is made in Ontario. Surprisingly enough, sold for $19 in our Pro Netsu store, but they have some difficulty.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah. I see it. But hey, for $19, I would just redo the damn handle myself. I would just like take it to my sander.
Well, it's loose.
Mm.
So I would need to repin or something like that. So.
Yeah, okay. If it's loose, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyone want to come up and join us for the last 10 minutes? I'm putting the link down in the side chat. We've had some interesting stuffs to talk about tonight. Okay. I think it looks like that's a bow. Is that a takedown you're about to show me?
Yeah, this is actually the Black Hunter takedown recurve.
So it attaches right there on the handle, eh? Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
It uses a hex.
A hex, yeah.
This one, this isn't is right-handed. This is the one actually. I ordered it last year for myself, and they sent the wrong hand.
Oh, are you a lefty?
I'm a lefty.
So what the hell do you do with that?
My boy took one look at it and said, "Mine."
Okay. Fair enough.
And that's a 55-pound draw. And the Samick, give me a second here. I was shooting it this weekend, so I have it in this case. Is the one I shot in competition a couple weeks ago. Has a lot more options, which is one thing I really like about it too. And this is the Samick.
Wow, that's pretty.
And you see the attachments.
Oh yeah.
A lot easier to get to.
Okay, I thought you were talking about survival bow. You're sort of talking about
that one is a whole different bow.
Yeah, I think you're more afraid of the survival takedown bow.
The survival one is a actual aluminum riser, and the thing is, they don't usually make left-handers, but they do have a very small, limited stock of left-handed risers in stock. But they're running about $500 for that bow. Yeah, that's why it's been taking me years to try to get one.
Okay, for each of you, LT, there are 2 messages for you. First is from Simon. My latest knife is a Leatherman K4. Not bad, but definitely not for everyone. I don't know which one that is. I guess that's a new one.
Must be a multi-tool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Grace says, cute doggo.
Yeah, it's a new member that replaced the 2 dog I lost.
Right.
Yeah, I had I had 2 doggo that gone. One was 17 and a half, or 17 and 2 months, and the other one was 13. So the Australian Shepherd, the white and blue one. Yeah. So this is the new one, little doggo. I might get another one in Christmas. Still have the black one. So
okay, yeah, it's hard to lose a little doggo, eh?
Well, it was unexpected.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I got some more things to say about this one.
Okay, well, I do want to point out that Canoe Hound Dennis says nice bow.
I actually commented to him.
Okay.
This one has got some stuff that this one's got attachments you can add, like a bow fishing reel at the end or a counterbalance there. On this side here, you can attach sights or even a what do they call it? A whisker biscuit. You're gonna go through here, or the sights will go here. That's
what the hell is a whisker biscuit?
It's a circle that has brush in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that the arrow goes through.
Yeah. It's a rest that you could shoot through, and it helps reduce friction on your arrow as you shoot it, and increases accuracy.
Fair enough.
Because it's a concentric circle with brush all along, so that way the arrow is in center, and it's not moved to the side when the whisker pass. When the The
You can use greens or feathers. You're either one. I'm a fan of feathers, to be honest, because they're a lot more forgiving. But
Yeah, okay.
everybody has their preferences.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of 'cause like this here cost about me when I bought it about $140.
Okay.
So that's a good price for just starter bow and that kind of thing. The other one's about $100.
Yeah, here in Canada, you can double up those price easy.
Yeah. Zach says he just ordered a few Rough Riders from SMKW in carbon steel and denim micarta handle covers. Which ones did you order? Because Rough Rider knives, they have several different things, right? Are they all sort of the canoe style? Hold on, I'm gonna look them up. That's Smoky Mountain Knife Works, isn't it?
Yep.
Whoops. Oh, so damn pretty. I still want to build a is it the Nesmic trio? Little double-sided axe, little pocket knife, like a boat style, a canoe style knife, and then a little fixed blade. Because I still have this idea, and I've said this on live streams before. What I want to do is a 3-episode series. One episode start with the straight up Nesmic special, right? You got the axe he used, or I would use my little Norland. You got the little pocket knife he used, and you have a Nesmic belt knife. And do an episode using his trio the way he suggested it, right? Because for him, the fixed blade knife was actually a food prep knife, and the pocket knife was for whittling and like carving little tent pegs and stuff. And then do an episode where I'm sort of rethinking these tools in a modern bushcraft sense. Because let's face it, Nesmic never used the word bushcraft, right? No freaking way. And then the 3rd episode doing what I would call the rain dance trio, because maybe it would be the exact same thing. Maybe it would not. And in fact, I do feel that there might be a few, like at least one change to that. And I think it would be a good little trio of episodes. But I want to I want to buy a pocket knife that is exactly what he would have used. And then I'll buy a nice Nesmic. Beautiful. Holy beautiful. What is that?
That's nice.
Holy goddamn beautiful. What
Who
the
made
hell?
that?
It's a Chinese knife.
That's
really?
a Chinese knife.
Yes. It's the
I'm not one of Pakistani.
HX Outdoors.
Oh, HX Outdoors. Yeah, they make a lot of stuff like that. Nice. What's the handle made from?
Rosewood, probably, or cheap wood, whatever wood.
A maple or
I
something?
think I have the box. I might have.
Thor
Excuse
just
me.
came in, Jesse.
Sorry, what?
Thor Haven Farm just came in
Did he just now?
just now.
God, for the last 3 minutes, Thorhaven, man. What did he say? But to head to bed after a hot tub, but had to say hi. Oh, jeez, he's got a hot tub.
I don't want to brag, but I thought I had lost them and
So nice.
bought another one. It's must be rosewood. Would have to go back to Gear Best sites to know what.
Okay.
And they weren't that expensive. I think I paid $20-some for.
Okay, is that Canadian or I'm
Canadian dollars.
Yeah. Oh,
But
wait, Tenenbaum, is it the same Samick company?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
I would say, show me the logo on your bow.
I don't have a logo on mine,
Okay.
but
Is
there are newer ones do have a logo. This
Okay.
is an older one. I've had this one for a while. So one of the original ones.
Zach says, okay, he bought 2 Barlows, 2 canoes, and 2 copperheads, all with the same handle and steel. Nice. Yeah, so I want to get whatever is the wow. That's a Chinese knife. That is sharp.
That's factory edge. I've not touched it in years.
That's factory edge. What's the steel?
I think it was either D2 or Oz 8.
Really?
It's an Oz 8.
Isn't Oz 8 what Survival Lily used for her knife when she...
That might be. It's
Thing is, Oz 8 is not a high-end steel, though.
No, it's a carbon. It would be, I think, if I remember correctly, equivalent to 440C. But if the temper was done correctly, it's as durable as
Really?
most other, and it's all depends on temper.
Yeah,
But
of course.
it's a front eddy knife, even though it's a full tang, and it screws in the handles instead of rivets. So
Hmm.
it's a great value. It's not a quarter inch. It's what?
Well, because like as Dennis, by the way, points out, good looks do not equal a good knife. Absolutely, and especially when you're talking about Chinese knives, they're hit or miss, as LT can tell you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's 1/8 the thickness of the stock.
yeah.
So
Wait. Hold on, Grace. What do you mean bases? What is that? Wait, what are you? What? What? Grace, you're hurting my feelings, baby doll. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
That's a base.
That's a base.
It's a different one than I've ever seen. It's more
And
strange.
that was the roof.
Yeah, that was the yeah. So I'm like, great. Until I bought this house, this base right here was the most expensive thing I had ever bought. Let me tell you something. I love this thing. This light as a kitten. It's like 8 pounds.
I'll put a link in the chat for a Comic Sage bow. It's not, you can't click on it, but you can probably copy and paste it at the very least.
Okay. All right. So Tenenbaum is dropping the knowledge on Grace. My bases are both 5-string, but that's because my hands are fairly small.
I was wondering about, like, you go, the strings seem off.
Yeah. I play exclusively 5-string because what I do is my fingers are short, so if I use a 5-string, I just start 5 frets up from the bottom. So where the frets are slightly smaller is where I play. Oh, Grace does know bass guitar. Okay. Oh, here's an interesting thing from Zach. Fudge. Os 8 is Japanese, 8 Chromoly, 13.
Yes, HCR 13 is equivalent to either 420 or 440C.
Okay.
The steel depends on the treatment.
Canoe Hound says, I have a... So what?
Here, I've got to be at work on the road to work at 5 a.m.
Oh, all right. Have yourself a good night.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Anytime, sir. Be well. Have a good evening.
You too.
Have a good evening.
LT Canoe Hound is backing up what he said was with I have a Chinese Damascus knife that is a piece. Oh crap.
Yeah, well, Damascus, unfortunately, to make the pattern, they use aluminum in it often, which is kind of way of getting it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can use aluminum, you can use zinc, you can use all kinds of steel to make differential waves in it. When you
for the Damascus, yeah.
Yeah, when you pass them in acid, they react differently.
Yeah.
And if you use aluminum, but you stack them wrong, or you finish with the edge in aluminum, I mean, it's not going to be worth much.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why
Grace says my son and husband both play guitar. I was just thinking about something bushcrafty. All right. It's all clear. Simone points out that it is actually after 11, so we're gonna shut this baby down. So thanks to everyone who is hanging out.
It's been a long
Dennis, Grace, Tenenbaum, LT, by the way, coming on after how many months of being absent from the live stream. It was nice to have.
I always see them pass, but can't necessarily hook up.
Yeah, that's cool. Who else do we have here with us tonight? We had Tenenbaum, Thorhaven came on for like 40 seconds. Simon. We had Cliff and Colin in the house. We had everyone. All right, everybody. See you next week. Between now and then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and be kind to each other. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.